One on defense.
We're actually in game now. It is over. Overwatch is begun. Overtalk is behind us, hopefully for a while now, as this is the winner's bracket final between SG1 and Nubris. This will be a best of 3. We will try to get down to the lower bracket after this. Whoever comes out of that will face the winner of this in the grand finals in a best of 5.
Alrighty, well, IDDQD saying good luck, have fun. Everyone wants some fun here. This is a best out of 3. Both teams looking to mark their way into the grand finals, and take a look here at the defense coming out from the SG1 side. It's gonna be Fraggy here on the Reinhardt, Zappis on the Reaper, Seda on Lucio, Himsy on the Roadhog, Lazay on Mercy, and Mafu on the Pharah. And here's the big test here for SG1. Can Lazay get out of trouble and stay alive for reses? The biggest knock against SG1 last time we saw them play was that Lazay was getting picked off a little bit too early. I feel like if he's a little bit more conservative, stays away from things, doesn't let Cool Mad and IDDQD get in on him, I think he'll go a lot better for SG1.
You had a talk about him yesterday, and it was on this map in particular, where you think that maybe he's just, there's times where you gotta let people die, and he wasn't necessarily doing that, and maybe he's, you know, giving up the ghost, maybe he kind of looked at some VODs and understood that too, so, well, that is definitely a big test for him going against the likes of the damage that's going to be output from this Nubris roster. IDDQD is going to be on Reaper trying to get that backline. Stoop on Reinhardt, Cool Matt hitting hooks on Roadhog. Buds coming over the top as Pharah with his buddy Custa through the sky. Bonafil will drop the beat as Lucio.
Alright, so both teams starting out here. Good poke coming in from Mafu though. Does set Nubris back a little bit. You see, of course, Buds coming over the top, aided by Custa. Mafu looking for the poke. Almost takes out Buds there in a moment. Buds in a rough spot, but he will get healed up. Here comes Nubris. They're moving in with a lot of haste here for Hollywood, and they're getting right into it. Buds now over the top, looking for Mafu. Mafu not even looking at him. Pharah v Pharah in action at the moment. It's turning into a brawl in a hurry as Fraggy just gets deep and swings the hammer. Zappis and Mafu with the follow through. 3 quick kills here, but Custa already with the resurrection. Lazay going the res as well, so Lazay doing a good job staying alive, keeping SG1 in it. And even though the pressure is coming in here from Nubris, they have lost a lot of people right now. But oh my god, the hook comes in from Cool Matt, does not get Pharah, but is so close.
Well, I mean, eventually IDDQD does die to that barrage a little late, but now the tanks are holding sway on this point. There's no way they can come in off this. They should not even attempt to do so. They've already given up the ghost of the first point as Fraggy's taken the long ride up the elevator. They're going to try to hold first roof at the very least.
So they're going to get through that. It was a little bit weird fight. It looked like SG1 was going to hold for a while, but unfortunately after the res, Cool Matt just able to go in there, got pick after pick, and really Nubris looking strong after that first fight, and good res from Custa to really bring them right back into it.
So let's see what they can get done here on trying to attack second point. They already have a roster that's pretty decent at it. I think the first one to die will likely switch onto a Winston or something should they so need it. Right now it's only Buds who can get this high ground, but defense just can initiate.
Zappis going to the back. He gets moved right back. Just gets absolutely nothing off that ult. The sound barrier mitigating a lot as well. Big plays from Lucio, and here comes Buds over the top. Takes out Lazay. There will be no res for the defense, and Nubris perfectly playing that, reacting very well to the Reaper ult, and they're going to move forward. And I just gotta say, big shout out to Bonafil on that play. Think about what he did. Not only did he boop the Reaper back, but he also sound barried it. Reaper got no value, went down early, and that was that.
Yeah, Bonafil's been saving his team all day with sound barriers. I think back to some of the King of the Hill matchups we saw, and he was always waiting till they got Graviton, just made those absolutely useless, saved Nubris all day. He's been playing a phenomenal Lucio. We don't say it enough about these Lucios.
The barrage here coming out from Buds. Buds takes out Seda, not before going down to Mafu in turn. 3 kills over here for Nubris. They force the res out early. Custa's in the back. He has the res, but Stoop, the big hammer right after the res, sets them up. Cool Matt just feasting on that. IDDQD deep in as well. And Nubris, they are setting a lightning fast time right now here in Hollywood.
Yeah, I think this is where we put up the disclaimer at the very least, just for the courtesy of SG1, that they are playing with European ping, so just take that into account. This may not be their best and final form, at least.
Zeta right now does have sound barrier up here for the defense. SG1 going to need to reestablish here sooner rather than later because Nubris is taking it to them in the worst of ways at the moment.
Thanks for the the assist.
All right, so over the top here is IDDQD hiding. He does not have Death Blossom. He's just going to make sure no one's going to come over the top of them. He's got his buddy Cool Matt with him. They're going to try to land a hook, I think. They might just be hanging out this top to see if the defense comes in aggressively like they did before so they can punish it. But right now, they're happy to just take this free cart push. His defense is held so far back.
Look at Cool Matt right now. Cool Matt's going to be coming in on the flank. Has Whole Hog at the ready. Doesn't land a hook. Actually just sort of threw it out there. I think he was hoping that Reaper would peek.
Yeah.
There was no peek to be had, but here comes Whole Hog. That's going to crack Reinhardt's shield. Juggle him in the corner. Rip Fraggy. You are already dead. Himsy goes into the back here for Death Blossom. Gets stooped. Might get Cool Matt as well. The double kill here for Himsy, turning his favor.
They're good. They're fine.
Forces out the res, and Lizay now in the back. We'll see if he gets a res as well. Doesn't need it yet, though. Everyone for SG1 still up, despite being relatively damaged here.
They just lit up that
Himsy
kill.
gets in the back and gets even more.
Yeah, it is really nice looking defense out of SG1 there. They played it super patiently. I mean, they came off this first roof in that second stage and got absolutely punished for it. So now they held so far back here. They chose not to fight in the hallway at all on Hollywood, which ended up being the right choice. They know that, you know, this, as long as they can keep it here, if they finish out the map next on their go, that they have a chance at it. Already given up so much ground.
Well, for SG1, anytime they buy here is pretty much gravy at this point, but they do want to get anything at the very least. Himsy does have Death Blossom, takes out Cool Matt immediately, gets rid of the problem, looking for Vonthil, boofed back, does not care. Vonthil getting saved by Custa at the 11th hour. Himsy gonna have to back out, but Lizay even staying alive versus IDDQD, so I gotta say for Lizay, even though SG1's been getting wiped out here, it hasn't really been Lizay's fault. He's been playing much better today, and I just want to say that because it felt we were a little bit hard on him the other day, but hey, so far, doing a good job of staying alive, and SG1 able to push us right back.
No, you're right. I mean, players have up and down games, so it's always important to point out when someone's actually playing well and when someone's not playing well. It's only fair that way. Now, this SG1, I think it's really smart how they're playing this because they got absolutely rolled through that second point, so they know that this map at some point might be completed on them. So they've decided that the best place to hold on this map is actually last. Let's just do that. Why are we going to fight in disadvantage?
IDDQD does get him back, gets us Death Blossom. Fraggy saying here, swing the hammer, looking to take out Stoop. Stoop almost going down, but 2 kills here for the side of Nubris. Lizay, where are you? Oh no! IDDQD from the backstab from Reaper takes out Lizay. There's not gonna be a res, and that's it. Gonna be a Nubris cap.
I mean, it was Lizay was hanging out in spawn because he knew he had to stay alive to keep his team up. IDDQD just camped that doorway. He was only hanging out left side, so he knew it was coming. Lizay had no choice but to try to get past him. Unfortunately, Reaper does a lot of damage at close range and just chunked him before he was able to get that res off.
Oh, that was just so brutal. Almost an RKO out of nowhere moments. Like IDDQD out of nowhere just backstabs Lizay. And that right there, that was the key as to why they were able to win that fight.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like Gibraltar where you can just stay underground, wait for your team to die, and get a spawn off without ever leaving spawn. In Hollywood, you do have to kind of get out of spawn, get out of the movie theater to go deal with your fallen teammates. IDDQD knew that, camped the door. It's one of those maps that you generally want to save stuff for that so that you can, you know, put maybe a Winston ult on the door or just an angry IDDQD at the door will stop people from reinforcing as well. So pretty solid time they're coming out from Nubris here.
Pretty solid indeed, and we'll just see what they have in store as it moves forward.
Well, Vonthil looks like he's going to be running this Symmetra, which again is something that has been very much a Nubris thing today. They've been running the Symmetra and getting value out of it. They're definitely be getting teleporters up, getting people through. Sometimes 2 teleporters even in the first fight, which is rare in most cases. So Vonthil will be on that Symmetra. Buds is going to be playing the Junkrat here. Cool Matt 69 on the Soldier 76, IDDQD on Reaper, Custa on the Mercy, and Stoop on Reinhardt.
Alrighty, and meanwhile looking here at the offense coming out from the SG1 side, an offense that does have to move pretty darn quickly. It's going to be Seda on the Lucio, Himsy on the Roadhog, Mafu on Farah, Zappis on the Zarya, Lizay going to be on the Mercy, and Fraggy going to be on Reinhardt.
Yeah, so
offense on the way, and for them, they just gotta move quick here, Hex, and I don't think they're gonna wait too long here. There's not gonna be a long poke phase. They want to go in just as quickly as Nubris went in on them.
What's extra special important now that Symmetra is in play here, because you can't just poke around, let her get a telly up. They really need to win the first fight, to be honest, because Vonthil's been so good at getting damage in on his Symmetra today. He's chunking orbs right now, only at 33% though. The faster they can get in and fight here, the better for him.
Buds right now is repping the Junkrat, one of the few teams that does like running Junkrat still. And damage boosted Junkrat does so much damage, not only the shields, but anyone caught in its wake. You really do have to move forward and take him out. Himsy will take out IDDQD. Laze, though, goes down. Levanethil, there won't be a res here for SG1. And this is rough because you look at Custa. Custa's still in the back. He's going to be able to tempo res. He's bringing up the fall, and he goes down in turn. But the teleporters are up from Vanthil, so even though Fraggy was able to get 2 kills there, look at Nubris, they're coming right back into this fight, and they'll have another chance to hold.
Yeah, it's the worst possible situation to lose your Mercy to the opposing Symmetra.
It doesn't, oh my goodness though, the sound barrier hog, it doesn't matter, they just knock everyone that's coming in right back out of it, and SG1, against the odds there for how quickly they lost their Mercy, able to stay in there and take that point.
Yeah, not only you lose your Mercy to a Symmetra, you lost your resurrection mechanic and gave them one, and they still able to pull that off just on pure damage and will alone. Buds is going to come up on this Widow. He's had a decent day on Widow. IDDQD is going to be playing the defensive McCree now, so they're back on their hit scan home comfort zones here. Not holding any high ground yet. They're going to wait for the tanks to get up to high ground and make sure they get up there first. Buds goes for a giant grapple shot, does not connect it.
Graviton already on a perfect Graviton. 3 people hooked in. Will there be the fall through here from Mafu? There will not. It's a good Graviton by Zappis, but they weren't able to get what they needed to get. Buds stopping that plan in its tracks. Now Zappis in trouble, way out of position, off on an island. Getting shot here by Buds and trying to just rush back to the main fight. Himsy though takes down IDDQD. Defense actually going to solidify here as Buds way out of sorts. Running away from Himsy, tries to grapple away, will actually get away. But Buds, where are you going?
They are flying through this second stage. They're on a faster pace than I believe Nubris was.
Yeah, they're going pretty darn quickly right now. You look at the time, they still have about 3 minutes and 20 seconds, so this has not been the greatest right now for Nubris.
Vanthil ice skates around, trying to buy time before the second cap. It is gonna stop it.
Here comes a brush from Mafu. Justice raining from above. Going right into it. IDDQD in trouble, gonna get taken out. And oh my goodness, SG1 looks reinvigorated here. They're bringing it to Nubris and more, and Nubris just, they've struggled.
That's a terrible choice. Terrible choice trying to fight there. It just made absolutely no sense. IDDQD ended up wasting his ultimate because he's going to stick onto this McCree. 3 had already died by the time he clicked yes on his Deadeye, so maybe a cancel would have even been better, but going in there at all was terrible. Vanthil's trying to stall it out. I guess they know that they're just bleeding heroes, but this is the difference between SG1 and Nubris. SG1 knew they were losing second point, set up in a really good defensive place, and then were able to hold for a pretty long time.
I'll take a look at Soup right now. Soup on the defenses, holding on to the Earth Shatter. Does want to land something big here, though, at least give a little bit of time to Nubris. Does get to the back line. Doesn't drop the hammer just yet. Waiting for it. Soundbear comes out, but here comes the hammer. Knocks down 4. Soup getting his prize. Moving in. Swings the hammer. That's going to be 3 kills here for Nubris. And Hex, they badly needed that.
Yeah, they absolutely did. And the big kill, of course, is that Laze went down. Now, they still have time to get back out to this cart as it is kind of slowed down. Yeah, I just... They do stabilize, and Zappis is going to have his Graviton here. That's the important thing. If they can combo that with anything else, they might want to wait a little bit. They do have time for a good solid push instead of having to waste ults one by one.
He's on the flank right now. He's looking for the Deadeye. It is high noon. And down goes Laze immediately. There will be no res here for SG1. And IDQD just picking them apart from the back. Zappis in trouble. Down he goes. And even though 3 kills come in here from the front of SG1, they lost 2 very important people in the back. Mafu, though, doesn't care, not phased, moving forward, and they still might get this Hex.
They just creep right past
Who needs
them.
a res anyways? As SG1, they cap it with plenty of time. And they have struck Nubris where it hurts here on Hollywood.
3-3.
Up 1-0. Wow.
Sudden death.
Yeah, pretty surprising result there. I mean, as good as Nubris looked on their offense, they just got rolled there on that defense. I think that last fight especially, it looked like they just got a little overconfident. At the very end there, both Stoop and IDDQD bet out of position, ended up getting cleaned up. There were only 3 remaining on the card, able to push it to the end. It's like they should have, I don't know, I feel like maybe you sit back a little bit further. Like where SG1 held, I think is the best place to hold on Hollywood last, considering that you just have the advantage most of the time. Top left, if you can just keep eyes on it, is the only way they can really come in to surprise you. I mean, we saw that. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna, in general, is unexpected to say the least. I feel like normally Nubris has a better defense. They collapsed. They made uncharacteristic errors.
Yeah.
Even when they started out fights at an advantage, they weren't able to get what they needed to get. And I don't know. I mean, for Nubris, I do think they can pull this back. They're a very good team. I would not be surprised if they won the next 2 maps, one after the other. But it's not a place they want to be right now, especially given the fact that they are playing with a ping advantage.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's the most surprising thing. I thought they were playing so well that I even prefaced that SG1, and like SG1 got absolutely rocked on second point, and they weren't able to hold. But then they never fought in the hallway ever on Hollywood. They just didn't prefer to fight there. They held all the way at last, knowing kind of how they could best put themselves in a position to win the map was by giving themselves more time on offense. And then I think that the attempted defense on second point from Nubris was just, I don't understand it at all. I guess you want to reward Vonethil for being able to stall out for 5 seconds on his Lucio, but everyone came in after that, all at bad positions. They wasted ults. They got absolutely wrecked on it. I think knowing when to fold them is a big part of Overwatch, and they clearly just did not know when to give up ground there.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing more to say. It was pretty darn rough to watch, and yeah, I mean, we're getting into the next game here in just a moment, and we'll see if Nubris can bring it back into the fold. I'm more surprised at that very last fight where IDDQD got some very good picks in the back, got 2 kills, didn't matter. Really, you look at how that went down. All the rest of this team had to do was effectively win a matchup. There was a 5v4. They could have taken it. They got wiped out, and that was that. And IDDQD didn't even have a chance to get back onto the point.
Yep, so we're ready. I believe that Nubris is ready. SG1's ready. We're getting in a game. Is this the first time we've seen Gibraltar today? It is.
I believe so. We have not been seeing a whole lot of Gibraltar. It's not been a very popular map, but clearly SG1 and Nubris, they're okay with going here. As Nubris, they specifically chose this map.
Well, all right. I mean, I guess they're just really digging Symmetra. It is Symmetra for Nubris all day, all the time. Vonethil's been playing it really well. He's getting teleporters up. I think last time on their defense, they got a telly up. It just got crushed right away by a charging Reinhardt. So I think they're going to stick with it. So good for them. They've got their... They've made it work. They're one of the few teams running it, and they're definitely making it work. So it's not like Vonethil's playing poorly on Symmetra or anything. It's just something we don't see a lot of teams running anymore. But Vonethil will be on that Symmetra. Buds is going to be on the Soldier 76. IDDQD, it was on McCree. He's going to play Reaper instead, at least for this first point. I think he might switch that up at some point. Stoop is going to be on Reinhardt. Custa on the Mercy. Cool Matt 69 on Roadhog.
Very standard defense coming out here from the side Nubris. The question is, will they be stacking into the server room, or will they be a little bit more spread out? Right now, it's looking like they will be focused a little bit more in the server room when you look at where they're standing. Cool Matt is guarding the other door, but other than that, we'll have to see. Although you do have 76 a little bit more in the back, so perhaps more of a hybrid style coming out from them. Meanwhile, take a look here at the offense coming out from SG1. It's going to be Lizay on the Mercy, Seda on Lucio, Zappis on the 76, Himsy on Bastion, Mafu on Pharah, and Fraggy going to be on the Roadhog.
So, I mean, you say Himsy on Bastion. Do you think? Do you think, really? Are they going to run this Bastion? Does he leave spawn? No, he's actually...
He is leaving spawn, X. It is absolutely happening.
Just providing cover right now. Yeah, they've done that a couple times.
Hang on, nope, it's not it. I think he was looking there, and on the off chance they're trying something sneaky in the front, he was going to punish that, but then he says, maybe not.
I wonder what...
Because usually if you see Bastion here, you see it on the defense, on the offense.
I wonder what happened to SG1 that they've done that 2 days now, where they run the Bastion just to kind of cover first point exit. I guess something traumatic must have happened to them in a scrim or something that they feel the need to cover that front point exit. I've never seen another team do that.
Well, taking a look at Himsy. Himsy does teleport to the back, has 76 in his sights. Will he get the pick off? 76 barely evading that. It was super, super low. Bud's getting out. Big Hook, though, comes in here from Himsy. Takes out Stoop. 2 kills here from SG1. And is Nubris in the midst of a collapse? Because this is looking all in favor of SG1 right now. They do have the res coming out. Jose, though, is still alive. He's going to be able to res his Fallen here in a moment. If there is Fallen, to begin with, the Zappis with attack visor, mowing people down over the top, takes out 3. And oh my goodness, what is this SG1 team right now?
What the hell was that? I mean,
really good play from SG1 and mistakes from Nubris. That's what it was.
I think a little column A, little column B. SG1 is getting better. I did not expect Nubris to look like this, though.
Not in the least. As Zappis right now going in. Down goes Cool Matt. My goodness. This is something right now. I mean, I don't know what it is, but it is something. SG1 is playing super, super well, and Himsy right now, he can drop down with the Death Blossom here. I don't think he realized what an opportunity it was, but I mean, maybe he will have gotten hit by the McCree, maybe not, but oh no, is this happening? He drops from above. Doesn't like what he sees, does not go for the Death Blossom just yet. Oh my goodness, that could have been huge.
Barrage
coming in for the barrage over the top, takes out Vonifil, will go down in turn. 2 members down here for the Nubris side as Himsy rushes in. Costa will be coming out with the res. Laze, where are you? Your heroes need you. Heroes never die. The res comes up. The team's trading off here. All reses have been used. As Himsy right now getting down and dirty, looking for the tank pickoff, not going to get it. Pretty even here between the both teams, and Nubris might be entertaining the idea of stabilizing.
It's a good way to put it. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. So yeah, the only thing that slowed down SG1 there was the default speed of the cart. That's it. It is still getting really messy down there. Himsy has been just gutsy on this Reaper play.
No, it's been great. We see IDDQD right now coming in here. Does take out Fraggy, or not take out, but Flashbangs Fraggy looking for the takeout. IDDQD is forced to the back. And again, this is a good approach from SG1. He's able to take out Vonifil. Down he goes. Custa's in the back. He's going to have to bring up that Lucio sooner rather than later. He's waiting for it as 4 kills, though, on the defense, including Laze. There's not going to be a res. And Custa, you can actually save that res. Lucio will get back in his own due time.
Now they're fine. They figured out the problem was Himsy face tanking these tanks. He's in there. He's walking through the Reinhardt shield and blasting him in the face with Hellfire shotguns. At a certain point, Stoops had enough of it. He pretty much solo earth shatters him and charges him into a wall, trying to send a message. But Himsy's almost at a Death Blossom already. He's been fearless, and a lot of it is because Laze is pocketing him for the most part. They're letting Fraggy go off on his own. He's not getting the heals. It's been Himsy and Laze just rolling down these tanks.
All right, well, here comes SG1. SG1 wants to get momentum back in their favor. They go into the room first and foremost, hoping to buy a little bit of time there. Mafu does have Barrage at the ready. They're going to run into a sound barrier here, though. They have no sound barrier of their own, and IDDQD immediately takes out Fraggy. Here comes Mafu over the top, blows the Barrage early, and IDDQD, having absolutely none of it, takes him out. Laze reses, goes full martyr status. I like this approach from SG1 right now. They might throw more ults over it, but I don't know if that's the right idea. I think they just wasted that as IDDQD on this McCree being nothing but surgical, just taking shot after shot, murdering SG1 members left and right.
Fraggy was just a little late with that. I mean, Fraggy actually had a really nice play in the back line where Earthshatter 2 was able to clean up one of the tanks on the ground, almost got Custa, who was on the ground as well, unable to get the damage in on time, and she got the res off.
So pretty darn good stuff coming out here from the side of Nubris. They're able to recover after what was a very brutal beginning. As they're heading back in. EQD right now on the top does have Deadeye at the ready. Budso able to take out Laze early on. There's not going to be a res here for SG1. And already this is so much better here for the side of Nubris. IDDQD says check the time. It's high noon. Gets the triple kill. Oh my goodness. Still 2 minutes and 55 seconds left. That's how fast the early part of this match went, Hex.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tale of 2 points so far. I mean, they finally stabilized. This is what they needed to do, though. I mean, it is smart for them how they played this shuttle phase at the very least, because they finally understand that you have to give up a lot of ground just to have a chance for your next fights. You cannot keep rolling in. That's what cost them Hollywood. Now, this is a nice approach angle, too. They're switching things up, is SG1.
IDDQD right now staying here on the top. He's been laying it in. You have the attack visor coming out now from the side of Zappas, but it's in the building. I don't know about that. As Vonifil rushes in, punches him in the face. Himsy does counter with the double kill of his own, but Custa says, heroes never die. They're getting right back into it. Buds here as Reaper deep in the back. You never want to see this. This is brutal. SG1, they've lost their way. Their first attack was brilliant. Their hanger phase has been miserable.
You know, I've never actually spectated in that room before because fights never happen in there. That was chaos.
Well, be prepared because a fight definitely just happened in there.
Ultimate's ready.
And so now we're getting down to, there's only 1:40 left to get to this next point even. So they need to figure out something, why they're being stalled out. I think this is a good start, though. Zappas is going to be on his own McCree. That is probably just a general answer to IDDQ's McCree.
IDDQD going in, taking out, or no, just not taking out the Reaper. Reaper able to live a little bit longer. Here was a Deadeye in the room from IDDQD, takes out Zappos. Wazeda with the res. Everyone with the res right now. Everyone getting right back to this. SG1, is this a fight they need? I don't know. IDDQD is doing so much work at the back. No one is caring about it as he's landing shot after shot. Down goes Zappos, a triple kill for IDDQD. Please don't forget about the cowboy in the back. It's bad for your health.
Wow. I think he's been playing McCree for a long time, and he's probably really good at it. He was the first person to tell me that the McCree nerf meant absolutely nothing to him. Mostly because he didn't think Fan the Hammer was all that great anyway. He was mostly a left clicker to begin with. Now, sure, he can't one-on-one tanks anymore, but that was never his style.
Well, you have the defense being really aggressive here. I don't know if they need to do this. They take out Lazay, though. Bud's got way into the back of the Death Blossom. Picks up the quad kill. IDDQD with the support. Is he going for Zappos? I don't think they... You don't need to go this far, guys. Just back out. You're good. You're fine. Stop. They're already dead.
My ultimate is charging.
I think, I don't know, at some point maybe they should have switched into a Widow. I mean, anything to switch. They just switch into McCree, which is kind of trying to do the same thing. Maybe a Pharah, but I don't know how you think you can run a Pharah against IDDQD right now.
Deadeye right now coming up from IDDQD. Not getting what he's been getting for most of the game. Might not need it, though. We are in the overtime.
Zappos gets something, though.
Yeah, he does. Zappos with the Deadeye of his own does get the double kill. Custa is down.
Yeah.
And SG1, do they live? Hex, they might live. They're moving forward here. This is the best opportunity they've had the entire time. Nubris got way overconfident with how far up they were. They are getting punished. You can't make mistakes like this in competitive Overwatch. You will regret it.
Was they a little far forward now? I mean, there's going to be one more fight, though. This is the fight to end the game, or end the point.
Is there going to? I mean, they are getting on, but this is a rough position. They do get in. Vonnefill immediately goes down. This is terrible position by Nubris right now. Bud's is coming in, but here comes Himsy with the finisher. The triple kill. Death Blossom spins right around the cart. Custa does get the res, but everyone's still going down on the defense. Bud's out turning back. Death Blossom is zone. Gets knocked right out of it. Still a fight here. Still a chance here for Nubris. The res from Custa did put them back in position, but Fraggy and Zappos coming right back out. And this should be it. They are going to get this checkpoint, and what a mistake by Nubris to let it get to this point. I mean, it's a good last push by SG1, but Nubris never needed to get this far.
This is probably the most back and forth game I've seen in a very long time, that I could not tell you how the next 2 minutes are going to go. I don't even have an inclination of how they're going to go. It has been so much good McCree play coming up from both IDDQD and Zappos. I think if Fan the Hammer was the same, it would have gone completely different from Nubris there, as IDDQD died early to a Winston that generally in the past he would have been able to actually fan down.
And Himsy right now, I was looking to be a little bit aggro, decided not to go into that.
Oh, let's break it.
Opposing swinging out SG1 though, they do have the sound barrier. Will they be able to make the most of this? Custa, where are you at? Are you going to stay alive? Your team is dying all around you, but IDDQD and Coolmat able to even the odds. 3 kills for them. They force out the res from Lazay. Much more even fight here from both sides. And Custa's gonna have a res here. If it goes bad, might not be needed as no. Vonnefill gets sent to the back. No one else got the pan for the sound barrier. Still though, Nubris is going to pull this right back. Here comes Attack Visor from Buds. This will finish off all of the stragglers. Here they go.
Probably the last push coming in here from SG1. The last good one anyway. They're going to have ultimates. Himsy dying that early means they have to wait on it. They're going to continue to try to go. Zappos gets nothing out of his ult either.
2 kills here for Nubris. They've already set this up. Lazay does not have a resurrection. Fraggy has to blow his ult pretty quickly. It does take out Custa, but Lazay is dead. There's no res coming out here, and there's only 23 seconds remaining. Not a good look here for SG1.
No, they should have waited. Absolutely should have waited. You can either have 2 kind of garbage pushes, which is, I guess, what they chose right there, or you could have had 1 really good push. Himsy dying early was the signal they needed to not push in. They were going to try to push in again with Lazay at like 70% anyway. If they waited a little bit longer, Safeta probably could have had his sound barrier there too. They're going to give it 1 more go here. They got to get on the cart.
Yep, they're going to pull cart. Zappos able to take out Coolmat. 6v5 now in favor of SG1. Zappos getting the double kill. Custa, though, says, I'm bringing my heroes right back up. Jose does not have a res here at the ready. Is now Coolmat and IDDQD going in. Here's the Deadeye. Winston, your Primal Rage will not save you in the situation as down goes Fraggy. And that's going to be a full hold by Nubris, but it didn't need to get this far, Hex. Like, SG1, they should have been stopped in the hangar.
0
I mean, SG1 there, you had 45 seconds for that last push. Just look at your percentages. You've got Himsy at 100%. He dies immediately. Okay, wait 10 seconds. He'll be back. You still have time for another push. You're going to push then with Himsy down. Zappos gets nothing out of his Deadeye. They continue the push. Lizay is at 60 to maybe 70%, doesn't even have a res up, so he dies. Just a really poor decision to push there. There's a reason that you can go and keep it into overtime. You're not going to get 2 pushes in 45 seconds anyway. I felt that they could have waited and had a better overall push at the end there. A little bit of kind of miscoordination. But that was, I mean, that was a nuts game. That was absolutely nuts. I don't know what team is what right now. Is SG1 playing really well and then really bad? Is Nubris playing really bad and then well and then really bad? It is all over the place.
Nubris clearly has points where they're not playing well.
Yeah.
And I think it's a shot calling thing. Their final shot call in the hangar was awful. There was no point to go in on that. And now it sounds like I'm beating a dead horse, and I kind of am.
Yeah. But you're friends.
It's just one of those things where I think Nubris is still in a very good shot to win this game. But if you go up against another team at the top of an A, a team not with a ping disadvantage, and you make a mistake like that, you might not be able to make a comeback in that situation. That could be a tournament costing mistake. They need to get over that. But take a look here at the offense as it sets up here for Nubris. It is going to be Buds on the Pharah, Cool Matt on the Roadhog, IDDQD on Reaper, Stoop on the Reinhardt, Custa going to be on the Mercy, and Vonethil on the Lucio.
All right, so defensively, they are not going to be running their Symmetra. They're going to be running a little bit different. A couple tanks in here. That's going to be Fraggy and Mafu on Roadhog and Winston. Himsy is going to be playing the Reaper. Zappos is going to stick on McCree. Why not? Played a pretty good McCree last game. A couple supports in Seta and Lizay will be playing the Lucio and Mercy.
Cool Matt going in. He's taken out immediately here by Mafu. And SG1, they're going to be a little bit more aggressive here on the defense. They know that they can't rely on holding all the way back. And oh my goodness, they're going really far up. This Fraggy picks up the triple kill. No fear. Custo with the pistol, just trying to build a little bit of ult. Will get taken out.
Yeah.
And you usually don't see teams be this aggressive here in Gibraltar, but hey, worked out here for SG1, bought them some time, and now they back out.
Yeah, I feel this might definitely be a difference between just NA and EU. I mean, it comes back to SG1 checking that corner with the Bastion early on. That must be a strategy that happens in EU more often, too, and then being able to take this forward hold. I think there's definitely a regional difference in the metas right now, and some of it's coming to bear in this matchup.
It completely is, and here comes Fraggy now rushing right in off the speed boost, looking for the Reinhardt. Here comes the whole hog, or will it? Does get hooked, but gets taken up by IDDQD. Both teams fighting here on the point, both getting bloodied, both still in it. What comes in from that does take it out, as now Nubris, they get the kills they need to get. But here comes the res from Lizay, so it's still a fight in Himsy. Will he drop the Death Blossom? We're going to find out in a moment. Here comes the Death Blossom, looking for it. Vonethil goes down, but Bud's countering. Barrage on the way, and here comes IDDQD, a Death Blossom on the zone. And this is a bloody fight right now, Hex.
Yeah, but I mean, this whole hog should be able to clean it up. There goes Lizay down, so no chance for a resurrection. They're on their final lives, and they have a ton of momentum coming in this way as there's 2 really late deaths, and this is the Pharah play is going to come into play. Buds already takes top of the shuttle. He's joined by Custa and IDDQD. They got 3 up top. They're going to try to deny any sort of access. Right now, this Reinhardt needs to get out. Yeah, they need to know that they need to roll them together through top as a team. They're getting spammed out. They got to wait. Yeah, the only thing slowing them down is the default speed of the cart.
Yeah, the cart is moving forward. They only have 1 on it, though. They could put a few more on it, but for them, they just want to secure the top of this hangar. They don't want the defense to get good position. They don't want to get a rim. And Cool Matt getting a very vital pick on the Himsy. Goes down immediately after, so I'd expect a res to come out from Custa sooner rather than later. Here comes the sound barrier. The offense is moving in. Stupid Vonethil piling on. Zappos, though, says, have you heard the time? It's high noon. There will be no resurrections here. But Lizay went down in the back while that went on, so not necessarily the greatest for SG1 as IDDQD ends up with the biggest amount of cleanup.
I don't think Stoop did hear the time, actually, because he just charged in instead of putting his shield up, and 2 people died because of that. I don't know exactly what the positioning was there, but it did not seem that Stoop was very concerned with high noon.
Sometimes you worry about high noon, sometimes you do not. Beat, though, being dropped here by the side of the defense there, running in. SG1 trying to make their statement. Fraggy should drop a hammer here in just a moment. He's waiting for it. Does drop the hammer. Doesn't get anything off. What? Fraggy, go home, you're drunk. Buds right now takes out Lizay in the back. And Nubris now starting to turn this in their favor. Stoop taking out Fraggy, and yeah, if they get a few more kills, they should be able to get this through the hangar, and this is rough here.
Yeah, 6v3, 6v1, this is definitely going to be them. And now, I mean, it's not even a time thing. They just got to get it further. They got 7 minutes to get it past the bend. They're not going to need 7 minutes. Bonnet, though, with the offensive GG. Oh, I think he's just confused about how stopwatch works. Yeah, okay, that's fine. I was thinking that's not BM, yeah. Okay, just
it's one of those things where players have played under the rule set for so long that it takes a while to adapt. But they do have to get to the yellow square, but oh my goodness, hold this for 6 minutes and 22 seconds. That would be a gem of defense. Zappa's coming in here with the Deadeye. Will immediately take out Cool Matt, so gets a little bit off it if nothing else. Here comes Mafu, Tech Visor at the ready, looking for what he can get. Zappas with the follow through. They're going to push Nubris back here. That's what they wanted.
Yeah.
They did burn quite a few ults to do that. And you look at Nubris, they're going to be loaded for bear in their next fight. They'll probably have Barrage, Death Blossom, and actually look at IDDQD. He's actually already ready for the next fight. He's creeping back here.
Get that payload moving again.
Look at where he is.
Oh yeah, McCreepin.
Creeping on a Reaper. Oh my goodness, do they even know he's here? He's over the top. He's going to drop in. Here comes Death Blossom. Down goes Lazay. Just removed as Buds falls through from the front. The Barrage taking out 3. And that's it. This is going to be a win here for Nubris. And Hex, we're going on to map number 3.
I will say this about IDDQD today. On his McCree and on his Reaver, he's been taking much more flanky and kind of sneaky play that I'm used to him seeing. Because it used to be he would just be, he was always on the Reaper anyway. And he just relied on, if anyone came in on him, he would just flashbang him and brutalize him. He's always kind of had some sneaky kind of Deadeye flanks, but that Reaper play has been really translated over from his McCree play. He's been in really nice positions here. Yeah, map 3. What is map 3? We were talking.
I want to say it's Dorado. I'm not 100% sure that.
I don't think I watched the map draft. I think I was talking about Aladdin.
Actually, I don't think we saw the map draft to begin with because the teams didn't tell us what was going on, but I mean, we should have been looking out for it. Let's take a look here. It's Hollywood. It is Dorado. Dorado is in the map.
Okay.
I'm not crazy.
Excellent.
Line no casters are ready. We are ready to get into this. I don't even know if they're going to change sides, but for me, I mean, 1-1, let's just go. Let's see who is the winner here. And I don't know who's going to win. I feel like what Nubris is going to show up, what SG1 is going to show up. Both of these teams have serious issues in being inconsistent.
Yeah, after last game, I just have no idea what's happening. I mean, even Hollywood was a weird game, too. Like, I thought that Nubris was looking amazing on their roll-through. Then SG1's just like, oh, yeah, that's exactly how we play it, too, and we're going to roll through you. SG1 was smarter on their defense, in my opinion, on the Hollywood. But, yeah, Nubris came back there. Why not go to a map 3? Maybe we'll finally get some answers at Dorado.
So we're waiting for SG1. When they are ready, we will be good to go. They will be on the attack first, from the looks of it.
I'm just trying to take a peek down at our lower bracket here. It is kind of moving along. Too Strong is waiting for an opponent. We United or Lulz is going to be playing Too Strong. Clutch versus Sodi will take on One Shot after that. And hopefully those games finish up. Those are best of ones, so we'll see, because that's still a couple rounds out of where we want to be. Yeah, because that's like 2 rounds back, and then we need a lower bracket champion. So whoever loses this next map on Dorado goes to the lower bracket. They will wait for whoever comes through that, and then winner of that comes back up to the winner's bracket for our grand final. Best of 5 grand final with a 1-game advantage to the winner bracket champion.
So we should be able to catch, from the looks of it, 3 games in the lower bracket and then the grand finals after that. And of course, we still need to watch this final map here on Dorado, which should be a good one.
So I got a tweet and someone said, I think Hex is Captain America with this list of things he hasn't seen. I understood that reference.
Were you frozen in an iceberg, Hex? I mean, you could be Captain America, you could be Aang. Have you seen Avatar: The Last Airbender?
I don't want to answer.
He has not seen Avatar: The Last Airbender. So, I mean, that's more recent, that's a little bit more understandable, but still a really good series. Legend of Korra, not so much. I wasn't a fan of the sequel. I'll go there. I'll split the difference. Avatar: The Last Airbender, good. Legend of Korra, kinda meh. There's just too much plot armor in that show for my taste, or plot-induced stupidity, where it's like, yeah, she's really powerful, but we're gonna have her act really stupidly so she doesn't just one-shot all the enemies. It's like, whatever. Anyways, take a look here at the defense as it rolls out here from the side of Nubris. It is going to be Stoop on the Reinhardt. Custa not on the Lucio. He's just speed boosting people out. He'll probably be on Mercy. Bonafil on the Symmetra. Cool Matt on what else but the Hog. Buds on Junkrat and IDDQD on his favorite, McCree.
That's Symmetra play. I mean, that is definitely the signature style out of Nubris. We'll see what they can do on offense. I hope Zappis runs this Hanzo. We haven't seen any Hanzo today. So Himsy is going to be on the Reaper. Lizay, of course, on Mercy. Fraggy will play the Roadhog. Mafu on the Pharah. Seta on the Mercy. And Zappis, I think he'll probably run this Hanzo. They're going to run solo tank, though, which can be a little tricky.
Will definitely be tricky. Zappis, though, again, we've seen the teams run Hanzo quite a bit in the beginning, and it's just one of those things where you want to have faith that maybe you'll get that first pick off and make your early attack that much easier. It's a gamble, though, because if you don't get it, then you're really just throwing 1, 2, maybe even 3 attacks away, so
yeah,
high risk, high reward.
Well, here's why it's okay, because like what you want to do is be able to deal with the shields of the Reinhardt. So you can have a Reinhardt do that, and you guys can chip back and forth and have your own shields, or you can just keep chucking arrows at it. But you can't do that when Buds kills you. My goodness, Buds.
Yep, Buds takes out Zappis immediately. No simple geometry to be found. Geometry class, it is canceled. And that's going to keep the offense back a little bit. I mean, the offense on Dorado is usually not blazingly fast anyways, but in particular in this instance, they're going to have to wait till the Hanzo gets back, because he is core to their strategy right now. He either gets the pickoffs and they do well, or they don't get the pickoffs and Ripperinos.
He's going to stick on it. I mean, just to complete that thought, if you just pepper the shield with arrows, it's going to go down anyway. Stoop's trying to be really smart about conserving it, too. I mentioned that earlier today. It's really important. It becomes especially important on Dorado.
Well, here comes a tire coming out from Buds. Will it get just, dancing around. No value on that tire. The tire that couldn't. Himsy taking it out. And SG1, they gotta make a move sooner rather than later here. They are posturing, they take out Buds, and that's gonna be the signal to go. 65 in their favor. We'll see a rest from Kusta here in just a second, but Fraggy finding the Reinhardt. Stoop, you are already dead. Kusta, bring your tank back up. What you must do here. IDDQD firing right back. We'll see what he has in store here as SG1 definitely making a case at the moment. Lizay uses his res. Himsy back in the fight, though perhaps not long for his role. Lizay getting sniped out by IDDQD, but he pays for it with his life.
Nice dragon.
SG1, they should be able to get this. Bunzo coming right back on. There will be a last-ditch effort here from Tracer. Gets hooked right in. And there it is. They're going to get the point. So pretty good stuff coming from both teams. Good on them to force the res out first, and that is why they were able to take that.
Yeah, I mean, the dragon was really nice. So it got through the door, took out Stoop, took out their shield tank especially. So he's going to switch off that now, as it's a pretty bad point for Hanzo. Just not really a lot of angles unless you can somehow take the high ground yourself, which is usually impossible. He's going to switch on to a Soldier 76 instead. They're coming around this right side instead. I don't know that Nubris knows this right now. They're going to see it. Buds is going to find it.
Alrighty, so defense is resetting up, looking at Stoop here over the top. He's going to be looking for an Earth Shatter here if he can get it. Might be coming out sooner than we think. He drops down pretty early. Rest of the defense over the top. He's going to hold on to this for now. He's going to wait for the offense to set up a little bit more. I don't know. I feel like they could have chained the deaths there if they really wanted to go for it, but for now, they're going to wait. Look at the offense. The offense actually really starting to focus on the high ground. The Reaper even teleported up there. This is a bit of a strange offense coming up from the Shimon. As Zappis, though, able to get the double kill on both Bonafil and Stoop. No tac visor required. Buds fires back at Himsy, but this is not bad. Lizay is up in the background. Maybe he'll bring up Himsy, maybe not. Stoop does go for the Earth Shatter. Takes out 2, hits 3. Lizay will not res. Zappis is like, hey, where'd my team go?
Yeah, they're going to be able to clean up everyone who's hiding out in the house. They should probably just die as soon as possible. I guess they're going to try to get trades instead, but now they just delayed the next push a little bit by fragging Zappis, trying to stay alive. They're going to switch it up, though, a little bit. Himsy is going to come up on the Genji, which I think is really nice for this high ground. They're going to go a little slower on the push, actually add in your Reinhardt finally now. So I think they're just going to try to ground push, maybe get Himsy to the backside.
Pretty likely. Meanwhile, I'll take a look at Matt. Matt will have tac visor up here for the next fight. Buds in the back will also have recon sight. Recon sight isn't given enough love here by Kessa, but oh my goodness, down goes Mafu. He just got all sorts of hyper dunked between Matt and Buds there, so they're already down Mafu in this fight. He's not going to be able to be rezzed. 2 people are down now. Offense needs to back out, but it's done. It's over.
So yet again stalled out here after a decent first push is SG1. This is the last map of the set though, so they need to get it together a little bit. Himsy's gotten not much done on this Genji so far. I'm kind of confused at just what their strategy is. It seems like they're trying a couple different things on different sides. They've not had really a unified good push or fight in the last couple minutes.
It seems like they've had some people on the ground, some people in the air, a mixed approach, but it really hasn't worked. Like, you look back at their first approach here on the streets phase, they put 3 people up into the side, 3 people on the ground, and I don't know, but look at IDDQD. He's sitting here is going, okay, I'm just going to go for the flank. Not going Deadeye just yet, was trying to take out Mercy, missed all his shots. 2 kills here from Zappos off his tac visor, make it 3. Custa, are you the hero that we need? Are you the hero we deserve? The res does come up. And Vonthel, he's going to open with the sound barrier. They're breaking it down. Everyone is shielded. And Nubris, good reaction to that start from Zappos. See if they can carry it through as IDDQD right now looking for pickoffs underneath. Gets taken out by Winston and Sen. SG1 still has a shot here, especially since Lizay still has ult. Will res it up before dying the stoop. And I don't know if Mercy should be dying to a one.
Yeah, everyone going down. This is actually really good for SG1. IDDQD died in a terrible spot. He was chasing for some reason, then ended up getting collapsed on, and losing one of your huge damage dealers like that is really bad for you. Now they're going to try to chase down. Cool Matt dies late as well. Buds is down. There is no one up to slow down this push from SG1.
Yeah, SG1 is rolling. They're down Dragon Blade here for the next fight. Things are looking up for them. I think the thing they have to worry about is that they have gotten burned a little bit too much by IDDQD flanks. I mean, good on IDDQD for getting there, but they don't want him to get to the back line. In fact, what is he doing right now? He's with the front line, so they don't have to worry about it, at least for now. He's right now with the Reflect. He's going to need to heal up before he goes in, but Dragon Blade should be a thing. And I think for him, you just wait for Seda at this point. Deadeye comes out from IDDQD, takes out Mafu, and I don't know if they want to throw ults in there this right now. I don't think they're going to res him up. I think they wait for Mafu to come back in. They sound barrier and Dragon Blade. And Himsy actually goes down to cool Matt, so that staggers it even more.
You have to wait a little longer. Now, if they don't feel like waiting, they could solo res him. We've seen some teams do that. I think it would be a huge mistake. I think they're going to smartly just wait and poke. You have to be really careful on the poke, though, because if you're waiting for one person to come up and you lose another person, then they just completely wrecks your push anyway. So they are going to wait for the Genji to get back here. Fraggy, again, just playing with fire out there. No reason to really do that. Already had all.
I've got you in my sights.
Here comes attack visor from Zappos. Zappos moving right in, gonna crack the shield, looking for the pickoff. Sound barrier is out. Genji is in. All in right now is SG1. Custa goes down, gets the res off in the beginning, but this is just brutality going on right now as Himsy gets the double kill. That was so well executed by SG1. Everything went their way, and they should be able to get the point off this right now.
That was super fast and super aggressive, even for Overwatch standards, which is already a super fast, super aggressive game. The speed boost, the sound barrier, the dive in from the Dragon Blade.
Sound barrier coming out. Buds is going to tell people what to do here. Here comes a dies, rolls right in, takes out Mafu, sets up Fraggy for death. 3 kills for Nubris, and they're actually able to get onto this point back in time. The res will come out, but Himsy's not going to be a part of that, and this is still looking pretty good. Here comes the oh no, the Deadeye flank. Not like this! The triple kill from IDDQD finishes up everyone that was just rezzed. And Nubris actually going to hang on. What a turnabout for Nubris. Wow.
Yeah, sound barrier towards the end from Vonthel. He's just hit sound barrier after sound barrier all day. Now, of course, that's not like the most amazing sound barrier ever. They're about to lose, so we had to hit it, but just give him the credit where it's due. And IDDQD has been hitting those flanks all day as well. The only time that Nubis really struggles is when they start soloing and freelancing stuff, and they get too aggressive doing so. They can play as a team and get coordinated. They're absolutely fine.
Well, the offense is going to be moving in. They're not going to have nearly the tools they had before, but they have to move in all the same. Here comes Mafu with the barrage, takes out Custa right away. There will be no res, and that's big. No resurrection here for the defense. Mafu falling through. 2 are down. And SG1, they should be able to cap this out yet, but they lost about a minute, if not a minute and a half from that last defense from Nubris.
Heroes never die.
There they have it. They're getting in. This is going to be the cap. 47 seconds remaining.
Complete.
At the time of the cap. So that puts it at what? That's 8 minutes, 13 seconds. Not the quickest time here in Dorado, but at least they got it through.
Switching sides.
Yeah, finishing the map is the first step of things, I suppose. I'm sorry, I just had like kind of a brain revelation moment. Should we be playing on EU? I mean, it's like 9 of 12 people on EU servers. Just saying.
That would be a case where it would be completely up to the side of
I mean,
Nubris.
we should have brought it up earlier, but it's way too late now. We've been on NA servers for the whole time. I'm not even gonna bring it up, but I just remembered that half of Nubris is in Europe. So anyway, we're gonna stick it here on NA. That is a pretty beatable time. It's gonna be up to this Nubris roster to be able to get that a little faster. That clutch defense at the end bought him a couple more minutes, though. The defense coming out from SG1 is looking very Nubris-y in itself. It's going to be Seta on the Symmetra. Mafu is going to be playing the Soldier 76. Himsy will be on Roadhog. Lizay, of course, on Mercy. Zappis will be playing Roadhog. Fraggy, for the moment, is on Lucio, but he's probably going to switch to something else. I'd be a little surprised if he's not on Reinhardt. And of course, from the side of Nubris, trying to complete this map in a quicker time, it is going to be Custa on the Mercy. Buds will be taking to the skies as Ferris. Stoop on Reinhardt. Cool Mats 6-9 on his Roadhog. IDDQD on Reaper. Bonafil on Lucio. So nothing real surprising out of either side. No Hanzo from Nubris. They've been running a pretty standard composition on offenses, pretty standard on defense. Not a ton of switch-ups from them actually throughout most of the day.
Nope, and 8:13 is the time to beat. The gates are open. The timer has begun. We'll see what Nubris has in store for the offense. A lot on Buds here in the very beginning. I think Fair is probably the most key piece of any team as you attack on Dorado, the way teams are playing it right now. Buds able to land good poke and get pick off. Things will go well for Nubris. If not, perhaps they won't even get through point A. It's that variable based on your Fair.
Yeah, so it's just the poke wars. We've actually, seen today how important those poke wars are. And also some really interesting Symmetra placement, actually. All this stuff is very upfront. They're kind of banking on them coming in through these stairs.
Oh my goodness, down goes Zappis. Buds gets the pick he is looking for. And now he's going to go further in. The rest of the team going to be charging in right with him. They know they have the edge. There's not any res for it just yet. Lizay will be able to res in just a moment. Zappis, though, does go all the way back. So this will be a 5v6. It's a power play for Nubris. Teleporter does come up, though, so if they're able to hold on for a little bit, they will be able to turn this. Lizay in the back will go for the tempo res, but here comes Buds over the top. Barrage on the menu. Here it comes. Gets two. Justice raining from above. And Lizay, you can only do so much. He's going to be one of the last here to fall to Buds, and this should be a quick cap by Nubris.
It's yet again why it's so difficult to run a Symmetra, because not only is she less powerful than the other heroes perhaps that you'd like on that defense, and even when she gets the teleporter up, it takes her, what, 15, 20 seconds to get out of the fight, find a safe spot to drop the teleporter, get back in the fight, and then she's still not all that impactful as far as other heroes go. So it is such a high-risk kind of thing. That's why the teams that can pull it off are rare nowadays, and Nubris is one of those few teams who's been able to do it.
Nubris is doing great, and for this, they still have to push for quite a while. They have to beat this time, but for now, they are well on their way to doing that. You look at the Ulta situation for the next fight. They are loaded for bear. They're going to have Death Blossom, and see what they can make of it. A lot on Frag here, but Himsy does take out Coolman in the back. They're down a player. They're a little bit split here in regards to how they're handling this, with some on the top, some on the bottom. And the street stage for Dorado has quickly been becoming a nightmare for some teams to actually get through, as we saw from just the last round.
Zappis gets concussion blasted off the top. Buds is really kind of controlling this round. He has to be a little bit careful that he doesn't land and get sneaked on by Himsy on his Reaper, which is what Himsy's looking for. Himsy's trying to come around back.
Oh my. 5 ultimates are on the table right now, but Himsy just comes out of nowhere. Invisibility cloak activated, takes out Buds, looking for Custa. And oh my goodness, the Sudoku pact is sealed. They both go down. Still well worth as Fraggy now drops the Earth Shatter, knocks down 2. Vonethil goes for the ride. Down he goes. And once again, this is going to be a hold for SG1. So Streets Phase and Dorado gave SG1 problems, now giving Nubris problems in terms of getting through this. I think teams have just gotten a little bit better at defending it next.
Well, I mean, this is actually kind of very indicative of most second points in the game, that if you can get this momentum and fly through, as we've seen teams dominate, if you can get your Pharah combo, especially really far forward, you're going to be set up. But if the defense can actually stabilize here, it does become a really hard point to push through, because you have to find a way to take this high ground, much like Hollywood in that way as well.
That's right now, firing rocket after rocket, getting all sorts of damage done to the backline. And got a mid-air for good measure. They're having to back off from that. Really good poke coming in here from Buds. It's going to force the defense back. Himsy got 2 kills in the back, so Himsy really the difference maker here for SG1. Sunbear does come out here from the defense. They're looking for an opportunity, and they will take that as Himsy and Mafu coming over the top. They take out the people in the back. And Custa, can you get back here for us? I don't think so. Mafu's rocket says otherwise. Another Sudoku pack is sealed, so that's twice now. Be careful when going in on Custa.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel some of these comms are just not yet perfect for Nubris. I mean, Stoop was up front, hit an Earthshatter, charging in, but Custa was not ready to fight. He was not ready to be in that fight. It just seems like maybe they're not communicating perfectly yet. Their combos definitely have not been there. They've been beating teams today mostly based on individual skills and trading better, not necessarily winning team fights.
All right, well, it is high noon. Zappis with the Deadeye will be zoning people back, looking for the skulls, but Himsy got into the back first with the Death Blossom. Down goes Custa, makes it a quad kill just like that. Himsy has been a ninja in this game and has been truly the biggest threat to Nubris, and look at all the time they've bought here, X.
Yeah, this is looking really good for SG1. They do still have some ults up. I mean, the next team fight has to go in the favor of Nubris, right? I mean, you look at it, they're loaded up. They should wait. They're going to wait for Stoop to get his ult up as well. He's going to have it up just on one swing, so they could probably go in whenever.
I'm escorting the payload.
Buds right now. Buds moving to the back line. And this is a do or die here for Nubris. I feel like they need this fight to go well. They do have a lot of ults going to be invested. This Cool Matt does get the double kill in the back. IDD, QD on the bottom. Himsy is dead. The raid boss is out of this, even after the resurrection. So Nubris will move on. We'll be fighting for last year's just a moment as IDD, QD, Death Blossoms for the cleanup.
Yeah, I mean, no, so that was exactly the opposite of what I was saying, how they had bad comms. They sent 2 onto the cart to kind of distract and really get their eyes over there. Their other 2 squad was going to be their combo, who was just waiting in the back line for some ults to come off and to be able to get the barrage after that. Then Cool Matt was actually soloing a little bit as well, and IDDQD was off somewhere doing IDDQD things. I don't even know where he was. But they broke it up, but everyone played their part in that fight. They had bait, they had everything rolling in, they were coordinated there.
Well, time-wise, you look at the time, they have 2.5 minutes here as IDDQD got to back, able to take out Zappis, down goes Fraggy. 2 kills here for the offense, but Mafu bringing it right back, gets a double kill of his own. Lazalo doesn't have a res, Custa does have a res, and momentum-wise, this is way more momentum for Nubris. They have a big opportunity here. They can just get 1 or 2 more pickoffs.
Yeah, IDDQD didn't get to the back. IDDQD was hiding in that corner again.
Look at this. Sunbear coming out here. This is the last gasp for SG1. They need to stop this here. They need to stop this now. But Cool Man Soup able to get the first 2 kills. Lizzie, do you have a res here? You're damaged, you're weakened. Yeah, Cool Man takes him out, and that's going to be GG. That was the pick they needed. Cool Man sets up his team for victory. And Nubris going to move on here to the grand finals, barring the most ridiculous stall of all time. But there it is. They do it with 1:45 remaining, but what a performance from this SG1 squad, X. They looked great.
Yeah, they're getting better every week. I think the play of Himsy has taken another step, and I think just ever since the game actually came out, if I watch these 2 teams and one of them was when it was beta SG1 and one of them was post-release SG1, I could not tell you that they're the same team. They look completely different. They look coordinated. The individual skill level looks higher than I remember it being. So they're definitely a team to look out for in a wide open European region.
They looked great. There's no other way of saying it other than they just looked phenomenal. It was a really good showing coming out from them. And take a look here at the lower bracket. We'll see what game we can get into right now. One Shot is actually playing Sodipop, as 2 Strong is playing We United. That's probably going on EU servers. I'll see if that has begun. I'd rather watch 2 Strong versus We United, but Sodipop versus One Shot is interesting just because I feel like Sodipop has not been the absolute best of teams, but Grim Reality is a really, really strong player on that team. So I want to watch Grim Reality if I can, but I would prefer to watch the One Shot game first. So we're going to take a look at that, see if we can get into it.
Well, our admin is telling me to cast 2 Strong versus We United.
All right, we're going to get right into it. No breaks on this train.
He said they just got in contact with each other, so I think we have to hop over to EU for that, I would imagine.
So what we're going to do here, we're going to hop on EU. We need to play a few messages from our Steam sponsors. That's a quick way of saying a 2-minute break, but only 2 minutes. We're not doing anything extra after that. So stay tuned. We'll be back in 2 minutes. This is GosuGamers Overwatch Weekly North American Cup. We're going to be watching 2 Strong versus We United, 2Easy's new team. Stay tuned.